Narcissistic parents' love language is gaslighting, and that's how they punish their children. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, disturbing ways narcissistic parents punish their children. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So who are these narcissistic parents? These narcissistic parents are narcissistic individuals who choose to use their procreation ability to create more slaves, yeah, who can serve them. That's it. Yeah, narcissistic parents are not like healthy parents who choose to start family out of love, start a family for altruistic reasons. No, narcissistic parents are those individuals who choose to start a family so that they have children and they have people who can solely serve them. Yeah, they have their own supply sources who will not run away, who will not betray them, and that's it. Narcissistic parents are not interested to know what's happening with their kids. Yeah, what's going on in their kids life, how their kids are feeling about things. Narcissistic parents are not interested to know all of that. Yeah, and this is because of lack of empathy. Some of the narcissistic parents can fake empathy, and that is basically to find out your vulnerabilities and weaknesses only to be used later against you. I mean, to manipulate you and abuse you and exploit you. So narcissistic parents really don't care what their kids are going through. All what they are concerned about is their image, their status, their needs, wants and requirement, and that's it. Yeah, they don't bring you in this world so that you can have a life of your own. Healthy parents will set you free. Healthy parents will tell you to pursue your dreams, desire, goal, and whatever you want. Yeah, healthy parents will do things for you, and then they will say, son, now I have to take care of my old age, I have to look into other things. Now you are free, you go and start your family, you do whatever you want. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, you have my back, don't worry, you have a home. That's how healthy parents treat their children. With narcissistic parents, they will lay out the rules and regulations, do's and don'ts, and the consequences, and that's it. Every now and then they will bait you, they will throw some crumbs, and by default we are programmed to believe that those crumbs are love. Yeah, and that's how we are stuck with them. We keep looking out for those crumbs. Yeah, we misunderstand those crumbs for love, and that's how we are stuck with them. That's how we are with them for a very long time. And of course, I mean, with time realization kicks in, but by that time there is a lot of damage that's done. Yeah, you really have to work hard to unlearn all of the things and to redevelop, reshape yourself, groom yourself. Yeah, and retrain your mind. Yeah, because I mean, narcissistic parents literally stunt your growth. They don't want you to grow up to be a healthy individual. They want you to be a damaged product. Yeah, that solely serves them, and that's it. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are self-centered individuals, entitled individuals. They lack empathy, and they can fake empathy as well. They are into shape shifting, so they will not be horrible to you all the time. Sometimes they will you know be their best version, and that is basically to confuse you. Yeah, so that you don't see them as nightmare, you don't see them as uh, ghosts and evil entities. Yeah, so they will show you their good side every now and then, and that is basically to confuse you and keep you on hook. Narcissistic parents are going to behave different in public, and in private space they are going to be different individuals. Yeah, so you automatically grow up with a lot of pressure. Yeah, pressure to be a certain way, pressure to perform things a certain way, pressure to achieve this, pressure to achieve that. If you are unable to do all of that, they are going to throw silent treatment at you. They are going to criticize you, compare you, they are going to make you feel miserable. Yeah, so if you are unable to do things which reflects them as a amazing parent, as a good parent, then there's a problem. But if you do things that reflects them as a good parent, that reflects them as, one of the best parent on this planet, then you are on the right track. Yeah, some amount of crumbs will be thrown at you, and life at home will be livable. Yeah, but if you are pursuing your own career, dreams and desires, doing things your way, it's not really benefiting the narcissistic parent. It's all about their benefit. Yeah, they brought you in this world so that they can be benefited. Yeah, they brought you in this world so that you can do things for them and not the other way around. So it's pretty one way. Conversations are also monological. Love and affection is very conditional. So it's not healthy. If you are raised by narcissistic parents, um, you are damaged. I wouldn't say that you are damaged beyond repair, but you are damaged to a great extent, and you will have to spend a lot of time unlearning a lot of things, and working on yourself and healing yourself, you know gaining control over certain triggers. So there is a lot of work, yeah, that you'll have to do if you choose to heal, or if you have gone no contact. It's not easy. You will not become a healthy individual overnight. You will have to put in a lot of effort. The journey will be painful. Healing, recovering from all that narcissistic abuse by a narcissistic parent will be painful. It's not an easy ride. Yeah, I mean, you will have periods where you will grieve, you will have, periods where you will feel guilty, where you will be ashamed of yourself, you will hate yourself, but slow and steady, you will have closure. Slow and steady, you will have this radical acceptance. Yeah, and that's how you will heal. So healing is not easy, that you just leave them, go no contact, and you are a new person. It takes time. It takes a real long time. It took me 10 years to heal. Yeah, I mean, my 18, 19 years, spending time with my narcissistic, parents, it took me, 10 years, to heal. Still, sometimes, I go into some kind of spiral, but, I'm able to regulate, I'm able to come out of it. Yeah, and, this happened, with time. Yeah, so, healing kicks in after some time, and the healing process is very painful. It's not easy. Yeah, so now coming to the different disturbing ways narcissistic parents punish their children. Narcissistic parents love language is gaslighting, and that's how they punish their children. Yeah, so the child is told that their memories of traumatic event or experience are just fantasies, are not real. Yeah, and what this does is that it causes them to question their own sanity and reality. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are big time into communicating with their children through gaslighting. Yeah, and that's how they distort, that's how they confuse, that's how they make the child doubt his or her own feelings and emotions, and the way how he or she perceives things. I'll give you an example. My uncle used to touch me inappropriately. Yeah, my uncle used to abuse me sexually, and when I used to reach out to my narcissistic parents and I used to complain about my uncle, I used to tell them that he's not behaving well, he's mistreating me, he's doing all of the bad stuff and wrong stuff with me. My parents used to simply invalidate and dismiss whatever I used to tell them. They used to tell me, your uncle loves you. That's how elders love the kid. And when I used to tell them in detail that he's doing this and this, and they never used to pay heed to it. They used to say, stop exaggerating, you're just making up stories, you're watching TV and making up stories. And there was a time when I was literally confused whether at all this and this happened with me. Yeah, because every time it used to happen and I used to reach out to my parents, rather than supporting me, rather than helping me and punishing that abuser, they used to gaslight me. They used to distort things for me. They used to confuse me. Yeah, and they used to tell me that there's nothing wrong, that's how elders love you, your uncle loves you. Yeah, and in the end I used to sometimes doubt, I mean, is that the way how elders love kids. I mean, I used to have a lot of doubts, and out of guilt and shame, and them not hearing me, I used to simply shut down, and I used to be like all quiet, and I used to suffer in silence. So yes, narcissistic parents are big time into punishing their children with the help of gaslighting. The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is by intimidation and threats. So narcissistic parents threaten to leave their child alone or hurt them if they don't meet their demands, instilling this deep fear and anxiety. So let me give you an example. If I used to fail to do things my narcissistic parents way, they used to threaten me that they would throw me out of the house, they will take away everything, they will take away my toys, my clothes, and they are going to strip me naked and throw me out of the house at night. That's how they used to threaten me. They used to warn me that if I do something which they don't approve of, they are going to hit me and they are going to beat me badly. So this is their way of punishing their children. They will not sit with you and work things out. They will not sit with you and resolve conflict, or if there is some problem, they will not tell you in a healthy way. Instead, they are going to use intimidation and threats. Yeah. And what this does is that this instills deep fear. I used to be scared when I was with my family. I was shit scared of my narcissistic parents, and my life was all about this fear. Yeah, what if I do this and she gets to know this? I mean, my mother gets to know this, she's going to beat the crap out of me. I was not actually respecting them. I was just scared of them. I was afraid of them. Yeah. And my life was filled with anxiety. Yeah, I was all the time walking on eggshells. My life was all about fear, anxiety. And I used to fear, what if my mother is going to hit me, what if my father is going to throw me out of the house. So it was not a safe environment. Yeah, to sum it up, it was not a safe environment. It was unpredictable. But yes, that's how they used to control me, and that's how they used to punish me. Yeah. And as a result of which I stopped doing things my way. I stopped looking into what I want, what I need, what I like. I started prioritizing them. Yeah, because every time I did things my way, I was hit, I was beaten black and blue, and I was sweared at, I was threatened. So a lot of bad things used to happen. And as a result of which I simply gave up. Let me just be the way how they want me to be. Yeah. But I knew that I will play along, I will be the version that they want me to be, till the time I'm not financially capable. The moment I'll be financially capable, I'll leave them, and I will be whoever I want to. Yeah. So I knew that I was just buying some time, I was just buying some safe space, some safe time, some secure time. Yeah, shelter and food, and that's it. I knew that I could never spend my life with them. They were horrible individuals. The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is with forced confessions. So a child is coerced into admitting to actions they didn't commit, only to be punished further for these fabricated confessions. Yeah. So they are going to force you to agree, yeah, to things which you have not done in the first place. And then they are going to punish you for this confession. So first they are going to make you accept to things which you have not done, and then they are going to keep on guilt tripping you, they are going to keep on punishing you, they are going to keep on blackmailing you, based on that confession. Yeah, they forced you into that confession. You did not confess, yeah, wholeheartedly. You did not confess because you genuinely did something. No, they forced you to confess, and that's how they trick you into confessing to things which you have not done. And then they use it to manipulate you, they use it to punish you, they use it to threaten you, they use it to guilt trip you, they use it for endless things. The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is by withholding basic needs. Yeah, a parent, I mean narcissistic parent, neglects the child's medical care, refuses to provide food, pay for the school fees, I mean stationery, and this is basically to control the child. Yeah, this is basically to punish the child and let the child know that if you do things your way, if you don't do things my way, I'm going to withhold the supply, I'm going to withhold the support, I'm not going to pay for your school, I'm not going to pay for your tuition, I'm not going to pay for your stationery, I'm not going to pay for your food and medical. Yeah, so narcissistic parents really don't care, as to how their action might affect you, negatively affect you. They really don't care. All what they want is supply out of you. They brought you in this world to harvest supply, and that's it. Yeah, if you're not going to give them what they want out of you, they're going to do all sorts of nasty things. Yeah, so yes, withholding basic needs is also a way, with the help of which narcissistic parents punish their children. Yeah, they are not going to pay your school fee on time, they are not going to uh, you know get you food, they are not going to get you clothes, they are not going to take you to school. They are going to tell you, well, you have to go to school alone, I'm not going to drop you. And they do all sorts of things. They have this contemptuousness and vindictiveness inside of them, and all of it gets activated you know uh, if they see that you're not giving them what they want out of you. They really don't care that you are a small child. Yeah, they shouldn't be envious and they shouldn't be jealous of a small child. They just don't care. Yeah, for them you are a supply source. No matter what age you are, you have to give it to them. So yes, narcissistic parents are into withholding basic needs. The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is by degrading personal belongings. So narcissistic parents destroy their child's favorite toy, personal items, to punish them for minor infraction, erasing their sense of security. So narcissistic parents don't want you to feel safe and secure, and that's the reason they keep this unpredictable environment at home. Yeah, and they are big time into degrading personal belongings, I mean the kids personal belongings. They are going to destroy the child's favorite toy, they are going to take away the mobile, they are going to take away this toy, they are going to take away your clothes, they are going to cut your favorite clothes into pieces, they are going to break your favorite toy in front of you. Yeah, to teach you a lesson that you need to comply, otherwise I'm going to do all sorts of horrible things. Yeah, and this in a way erases this I mean the kids sense of security. Yeah, the kid is all the time scared. If I'm not going to do things my father's way, he's going to take away my toy, he's going to destroy my belongings, he's going to ruin my craft, he's going to throw away my pet, he's going to all sorts of horrible things with the things that I love and I care about. Yeah? The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is by exposing to dangerous situations. So children are deliberately left in unsafe environments or situation to teach them a lesson or as a form of retribution. Yeah, let me give you an example. um, my narcissistic parents were physically very abusive. They used to hit me, they used to burn me with things. And this was basically to teach me a lesson that I need to be obedient, and I need to listen to them. Otherwise they will do all sorts of nasty things, beat the crap out of me, you know hit me badly with belts, or you can say try and burn me, or you can say electrocute me. Narcissistic parents are demonic, or you can say crazy individuals. They do all sorts of nasty things. I have heard a lot of my clients also saying that they were beaten very badly. Their narcissistic parents used to pull their nails, narcissistic parents used to pull their hair, They used to, burn the child with, iron rods. They used to heat the iron rod and they used to burn the child. They used to, hold the child's palm, and they used to, you know make it touch, the hot flat surface of, this iron, yeah, with which you press those clothes, iron the clothes. They used to do that. They used to, hit the child to such an extent that the child used to get those blisters, and, literally skin used to, peel off and come off. Yeah, so I have personally experienced, and I have heard it from the others also, that narcissistic parents really don't, hesitate in exposing their kids into, dangerous situation. And this is basically to teach the kid a lesson, yeah, that you need to comply, obey, otherwise I'm going to make you feel miserable. I have seen, other narcissistic parents locking their kids in garage, locking their kids in attic and storeroom, without food, without, lights and electricity. And, they used to open the door after 1 day or 2 day, and the child is shit scared. The child has pissed, and, the child is all, messed up in his, pee and feces, and, the child is shit scared. I have seen, parents doing horrible things. I have seen, uh, parents, um, grabbing their child, and, make holding their, legs, and, making them, touch a hot pan with their small little feet. Yeah, I mean, holding their child, I mean, mother, father, both of them are holding the child, and, they are making the child's, feet touch the hot pan, the hot surface. Yeah, the hot pan is, there on the oven, on the gas, and they are, forcing the child's feet on it, yeah, and burning the child. I have seen all sorts of things. And, the strangest thing is that, I get to hear a lot of these enablers and, toxic individuals, narcissistic individuals enabling these things, and they say, I am where I am because of my father's beating. I am where I am because of my mother's beating. If my father, didn't beat me up with his belt, I wouldn't have been such a successful businessman. I hear a lot of these bullshit. You get to hear a lot of these bullshit on social media, and people, encouraging these things, that, be abusive, be ruthless, be, however you want with your child. Yeah, and, it's all, in the best interest for the child. That's, how society projects all of these things and protects these abusers. I mean, in this case, the narcissistic parent. So yes, narcissistic parents are big time into exposing their kids to dangerous situations, and this is basically to let the child know that if they don't conform, if they don't obey, horrible things are going to happen to them. The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is by, manipulating relationships. So narcissistic parents sabotage their children's friendships by spreading lies, isolating the child, and making them, increasingly dependent on the narcissistic parent. Yeah, narcissistic parents are going to, go ahead and tell your friend, yeah, that, not to speak to you, not to mingle with you, and you are just unaware. Yeah, and all of a sudden, you lose that friend. That friend is not talking to you anymore. Narcissistic parents might, lie about you. Yeah, that, she doesn't listen to me, you shouldn't be friends with her, she's a bad student, she's going to, spoil your reputation. And, they can go to any extent, and this is basically to isolate you. This is basically to, keep you dependent on them. That's it. Yeah, so they don't want you to have friends. They're going to tell you, well, that friend is bad, this friend is bad. They will keep on gaslighting you, they will keep on manipulating you, and they will keep on telling you, well, that friend's parents are not good people, you should stay away from them. You have got no idea, your friend is from a different religion, and that's sinful. You cannot be friends with, people outside of your religion. It's bad, God will punish you. So they do all sorts of things. They manipulate, every relationship of yours. Yeah, so that, you are, completely dependent on them. The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is by creating false accusations. Yeah, so narcissistic parents, fabricate a story, that the child stole something they didn't, using it to justify severe punishment and public humiliation. Yeah, so they are going to vent out their frustration. They are going to, you know, you know, mistreat you, abuse you, and torment you and harass you, beat the crap out of you, and then they are going to, falsely accuse you of doing something. Yeah, so if they are frustrated, they are irritated, they are triggered, they will beat the crap out of you, and then they are going to falsely accuse you. Yeah, that she did this and that's the reason I got angry and I hit her. She did this and that's the reason I beat the crap out of her. He did this and that's the reason he got the punishment. Yeah, so they will falsely accuse you, they will punish you, they will explain their side of the story, and they will project everything in such a way that others perceive it as the care and concern of a parent. People see it as you being a difficult child and them being a very concerned parent, them being very caring parent. Yeah, they are training you for this difficult world. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are going to persecute you, narcissistic parents are going to abuse you, and they are going to falsely accuse you even though you have not done any mistake. They just feel like hitting you, they just feel like beating you, so they will hit you and beat you, and then they are going to tell you, I did this because you did this. They're going to tell others, I did this because she was about to do this. Yeah, and imagine what would have happened if she would have done this and that. So they have got a lot of different ways to accuse you and then punish you. The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is by forced public apologies. Yeah, so the child is forced to make a humiliating apology in front of friends or family for minor missteps, stripping them of their dignity. Yeah, so you will have to apologize to your aunt, you will have to apologize to so and so person. Yeah, they will not spare you, they will make you apologize for the silliest things in front of the others. Yeah, and basically this is to strip you of your basic dignity. Yeah, strip you of your basic human rights. They don't want you to just do things and be the way how you want. Yeah, they want you to be the version that serves them, plus they want you to behave the way they want you to behave. So if you got into kids fight and they don't want you to get into, and they as it is are projecting themselves as the best parent, the best parent on this planet, and when you have a fight with a child, you know that might tarnish their image, that might hamper the image they are projecting. So they will force you into apologizing publicly, they will force you into apologizing to that person. Maybe it was a genuine fight, kids do fight with each other, but narcissistic parents are never going to take your side. Instead, they will always force you to comply, they will always force you to publicly apologize, they will always force you into apologizing for every silly thing that you do. Yeah, they are not going to you know uh, treat you the way how healthy parents do. Healthy parents will let you have your dignity. Healthy parents will not force you to apologize for everything. Kids do a lot of silly things. Yeah, I mean, kids are not expected to stand up on a stage and apologize for everything they do. Yeah, kids do get into fight, kids do sometimes swear at each other, kids do sometimes not listen to the parent, and that's absolutely okay, that's what makes them kids. Yeah, that's who they are. But with narcissistic parents, they will make sure that they will isolate you, they will throw silent treatment, they will withhold love and affection, and then they will force you into publicly apologizing. Yeah, of course, for the tiny mistakes that you have done, plus for the mistake that you have not done. Yeah, so that's how sick and horrible these narcissistic parents are. They are into forcing their kids to publicly apologize. The other disturbing way narcissistic parents punish their children is with excessive surveillance. So narcissistic parents monitor every aspect of their child's life, including reading their private messages and following their every move, checking the bag, checking the wardrobe, just eavesdropping when friends are over, you know um, hearing the kids conversation on a parallel line. So narcissistic parents have a lot of weird ways to show who the boss is. Yeah, all of it is basically to show that I'm the boss in the house, and you don't deserve any dignity, you don't deserve any privacy, you don't deserve any space, personal space. Yeah, I will invade into all the spaces, I will do whatever I want. Yeah, you will have nothing hidden. You have to be an open book, you cannot hide anything from me. Yeah, because I'm your parent, I'm your mother, I'm your father, you have to tell me anything and everything, and I'll get into anything and everything. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are into punishing their kid with this excessive surveillance. The other way narcissistic parents punish their children is with silent treatment. They use prolonged period of silence to punish and control, leaving the child feeling abandoned and unworthy. Yeah, so the parents are not going to respond to you properly, they are going to throw silent treatment, they won't talk to you, they will treat you as if you are invisible, they will ignore you, they will stonewall. Narcissistic parents do all sorts of nasty things, and this is basically to tell you that they are the boss, and all of that love and affection, attention will vanish in thin air if you do things your way. Till the time you comply, you will get the love, attention and affection. If not, then you will be made to feel a certain way, you will be made to feel invisible, you will not be treated right, all that attention will be given to someone else, the pet, the other sibling, your parent. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are into using anything and everything they have to punish the child and to teach the child as to who the boss is. The other disgusting way narcissistic parents punish their children is with public humiliation. So narcissistic parents are big time into shaming their children in front of the others, and this is basically to assert dominance and diminish their kids self-esteem. Yeah, so if you have done some minor mistake, or if you have not heard them, or if you have ignored them, or if you have done things your way, they are going to publicly humiliate you, hit you, swear at you in front of the others. Yeah, and this is basically to erode your self-esteem, self-worth, and to tell you that I'm powerful, I can do anything. So in my house, you will have to be the way how I want you to be, and not the way how you want to be. The other way narcissistic parents punish their children is with emotional manipulation. They use guilt, blackmail to coerce the child into obedience, making them feel responsible for the parent's emotion. Yeah, I did this for you, I did that for you, you have got no idea, and this is what I get in return, you don't even listen to me. Yeah, so all of those melodramatic stuff, and so all of those melodramatic stuff, and this is how they emotionally manipulate their child into complying, yeah, into making them more obedient. Yeah, they will guilt trip you, they will tell you about the sacrifices they have made, how they have suffered because of you. Yeah, and with time you start feeling responsible. Yeah, you start feeling responsible for their emotional needs, you start feeling responsible for their feelings, and as a result of which you start shape shifting. Yeah, you genuinely feel guilty, and then you feel that it's your responsibility to take care of them, whereas in you're a small little child. But do these narcissistic parents care? The answer is no. They bred you for return, and that's it. The other way narcissistic parents punish their children is by withholding love and affection. They deprive their children of love and affection and approval as a form of punishment, creating confusion and insecurity. So if you're going to do things your way, I'm not going to speak to you properly. If you're going to do things your way, I'm not going to express love and affection. Yeah, I'm going to ignore you. And this really makes the child feel miserable. Every kid wants their parents' love and affection. And in a narcissistic household, things are different. Narcissistic parents are never going to forgive you. They are very vindictive and contemptuous. They are going to teach you a lesson. They are going to punish you. Yeah, they are not going to forgive you or let go of your mistakes. They will make sure that they punish you. Yeah, and what best way, than withholding love and affection. Yeah, and just treating you like a piece of shit. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are into withholding love and affection to punish their children, so that the kids comply, and kids develop this unworthiness. Yeah, uh, that if I'm not getting my parents love and affection, I'm unworthy, there's something wrong. The other disgusting way narcissistic parents punish their children is by withholding affection. They deprive their children of love and approval as a form of punishment, creating confusion and insecurity. Yeah, so the kids then comply, and they want those tiny crumbs. I mean, only with time we get to understand that those are crumbs and not love. But when we are kids, those crumbs are a lot for us. Yeah, and when our parents, narcissistic parents, withhold all that love and affection, we starve, we feel miserable. Yeah, we feel horrible. Yeah, we feel insecure, we are scared, we are confused. What's happening? Why am I not getting all that love and affection? And as a result of which, we comply, we follow their instruction. We simply do what they want us to do. Yeah, only to get those crumbs. The other disgusting way narcissistic parents punish their children is with unpredictable reactions. Their responses to their child's behavior are erratic and unpredictable, making the child anxious and unsure of how to please them. Yeah, all of a sudden they'll become angry, all of a sudden they'll start hitting you. Yeah, you really don't know why they are hitting me. Yeah, but they are doing whatever they want, and this is basically to make you more anxious. This is basically to create a kind of an unpredictable environment, so that you really don't know how she's going to react or how he's going to react. You are shit scared. Yeah, you are all the time calculating and thinking what my mother will do. I mean, what will my father say? And you really don't know whether at all they will say something or they will do something. Yeah, so they want to confuse you, they want to make you more anxious. Yeah, and they do this by responding in an unpredictable way. Yeah, and this is basically to let you know that if you don't please me, I might respond in a lot of different ways. It's not just one way that I can respond. I can respond in other ways also. I can simply slap you, I can swear at you, I can hit you, I can do all sorts of weird things with you. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are into these unpredictable reactions, and this is to confuse the child. Yeah, so the child is shit scared and confused whether at all my mother is going to shout at me, or she's going to burn me or hit me or break my bones. The other disgusting way narcissistic parents punish their children is with overly harsh criticism. Narcissistic parents criticize and belittle their children excessively, undermining their confidence and self-worth. And so narcissistic parents are not going to get into healthy criticism or constructive criticism. They're going to get into extremely unhealthy, harsh criticism. You are horrible, you are worthless piece of shit, you are wasting my money, you are just a waste, you are a burden on this family, and all of that. And this is basically to erode your self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, and that's it. Yeah, and so that you keep complying, you simply do what they want you to do. Yeah, so narcissistic parents have a lot of nasty ways to punish their children, and overly harsh criticism is one of the ways. The other disgusting way narcissistic parents punish their children is with false promises. Narcissistic parents offer reward or praise but never follow through, creating a cycle of false hope and disappointment. They're going to tell you, well, I'm going to get you this if you pass this exam, if you're going to score this, if you're going to do this, and then they are never going to follow up. They're never going to get you what they promise. Yeah, they never keep their promise. They just tell you to get things done. Yeah, to get things out of you, and that's it. They are not into keeping their promise. Yeah, and that's how they tell you that they are the boss. If they want, they can give, but if they don't want, they won't, even though they have promised you. Yeah, and this creates a lot of false hope, a lot of disappointment, and we do suffer a lot because of this. I mean, in my childhood, my narcissistic parents used to make these false promises also, that if you're going to score this, if you're going to do this, I'm going to get you this. And that day never used to come. And when I used to reach out to them and I used to ask them that you had promised this and that, and you have not got me this, though I did this and that, you had promised me that you're going to get this and that. They used to make up some story. They used to tell me, they used to guilt trip me, saying that I've already spent so much on you, I have already done this and this for you, and now you want this. Yeah, there are other things, there are other important things to do, rather than getting this for you and getting that for you. So it's very unhealthy in narcissistic families. Things are very unpredictable, and you literally don't feel safe. They will promise things and they will never fulfill the promise, and this is basically to punish you. This is basically to tell you who the boss is. I'm the one you know who can do anything with you. Yeah, so what if I have promised? I will not give it to you. I will not get you this, I will not get you that. Yeah, because you're not listening to me. And that's how they bait you. They make false promises and then they never keep their promises. Yeah, and you are forever disappointed, and you forever keep wondering, what's wrong with me? I did what he wanted, and he didn't get me the things that he promised. He didn't take me for a vacation. Yeah, and this is their way of punishing you. This is their way of telling you, I'm the one who has got the power to do anything. You need to worship me, you need to obey me, and that's it. The other disgusting way narcissistic parents punish their children is with blaming and scapegoating. Narcissistic parents blame their children for their own failures or issues, making the child feel responsible for problems that are not their fault. Yeah, this happened because of you, this happened because you did this, this happened because of you are unlucky, you are a waste, you are just wasting my time and money, you are a burden on this family. Yeah, all the time you are playing and you are doing this and that. So narcissistic parents punish you. I mean, I have seen covert narcissistic parents are big time into scapegoating and blaming. Yeah, I mean, they will blame you for their shortcomings, they will blame you for their shit and mess, they will scapegoat you, and this is their way of punishing. The grandiose narcissistic parents also scapegoat, but their ways are different. Yeah, their ways are very predictable. With coverts, they don't want to get their hands dirty. Yeah, and that's the reason they get into a lot of passive aggressive ways to manipulate you, punish you, abuse you, torment you. They get into a lot of passive aggressive methods. Yeah, where they are not exposed and their work is done. The other disgusting way narcissistic parents punish their children is by isolation. So narcissistic parents isolate their children from friends and other support system to increase dependency and control. Yeah, they're going to trim off your social circle. That friend is bad, this friend is bad, you shouldn't be friends with them, and this and that. And once you're all alone, you have got no one else to fall back onto. Yeah, apart from your narcissistic parent. So you are dependent on them, and they get to control you. Yeah, because they have isolated you from the others. You have got no one to fall on to. So they will punish you. Yeah, they will punish you however they please, they will punish you however they feel comfortable with. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are into isolating you from the others, and this is their way of keeping you on hook. This is their way of punishing you. Yeah, they will not tell you why they are doing this. Yeah, but this is basically to keep you dependent on them, so that it's easy for them to control you, manipulate you, exploit you, abuse you, and punish you. You don't run away. You don't have shoulder, yeah, to fall on. Yeah, you're just all alone. You are in that vulnerable state. You're all alone at their mercy. And the last way narcissistic parents punish their children is with extreme perfectionism. They impose unrealistic high standards on their children, punishing them severely for any perceived shortcomings. They are going to set the standards high, And if they perceive, any shortcomings, if they, perceive that you have done any mistake, or if you have done things a little differently, then they are going to shame you, guilt trip you, do all sorts of things with you. Yeah, so they are going to use this extreme perfectionism to punish you. Yeah, they're going to tell you, well, you have, ruined the family name and honor. Everyone in this family was a topper, and look, you have failed. What disgrace you have brought onto this family name, tradition, honor, all that BS. Yeah, so they are going to set unrealistic high standards, and if they are going to perceive your action as a threat, if they are going to perceive your action as a shortcoming, then they are going to do a number on you. Yeah, they are going to first set the standards high, which is unrealistic, which is not easy to achieve, and then they are going to keep guilt tripping you. They are going to keep doing numbers on you. They are going to tell you, well, this is what I get in return. After doing so much for you, I'm just expecting you to do this, and this is what I get in return. Don't I deserve this? Don't I deserve that? So, narcissistic parents are abusive individuals who choose to become parent. Yeah, because they want a toy to play with. They want a puppet, whose strings are in their hands. Yeah, they get to pull the strings. So yes, these were, some of the disgusting ways narcissistic parents punish their children. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.